that BBC employees lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother, made lurid and false claims about the royal family.
Deep inside the palace, Prince William opened a door never meant to be touched. What he found inside shocked him. From the first creak of the hidden lock in the West Wing, the atmosphere in the palace changed. The hall was empty, stripped of portraits and even cameras, as if the palace wanted to keep this passage secret. But William felt something was off. After borrowing a key with a simple excuse, he forced the heavy door open. A strong smell hit him first, a stale mix of dust and polish, a scent filled with hidden secrets. A dim light flickered on, and shadows danced across shelves piled high with boxes, drawers, and covered furniture. This was not just a forgotten storage room. It was organized carefully and felt alive, making William's skin crawl. Then his hand brushed against the lid of a small velvet case. Inside, shining under the weak light, was a string of pearls he recognized immediately. They had belonged to his mother, Diana. As I share this, I feel the same shock William must have felt. Imagine finding pieces of your mother's life hidden away. No one spoke about the shock, grief, or anger. Everything collided in that moment. And this was just the start. As William searched further in the secret room, he realized it wasn't just pearls and photographs. It was an entire shrine, linking Diana's memory to someone else's obsession. By the end of this story, you will see how William confronted Camilla, and why the crown may never recover from what he found. Stay with me, because this secret changes everything. The Shadows of the West Wing, a legacy of concealment. William's intense gaze at the locked door feels haunting because it reminds us of the firm's history. To understand that moment, we must look back at the weeks after Queen Elizabeth II passed away. The palace felt unstable as Charles took the throne, Camilla adjusted to her role as queen, and William prepared for the weight of leadership. Every action and word was scrutinized. Amidst this chaos, parts of the palace remained mysterious, like the West Wing. The West Wing was almost an enigma. It was dusty, dimly lit, and rarely visited. Staff hurried past with their heads down, as if lingering would bring bad luck. There were no cameras or portraits, just a strange silence. It seemed forgotten on purpose, a place that begged not to be disturbed. The Windsors have often kept secrets, hiding parts of their history. Henry VIII built tunnels to escape scandals, and Elizabeth I had hidden rooms for the secrets of her reign. These choices were calculated moves for power. When William placed his hand on that locked door, he acknowledged a legacy of hidden truths that supported the monarchy. Reflecting on his childhood, William recalled his mother Diana's warnings about forbidden areas in the palace. Those memories haunted him, but as an adult, the fear faded until now. Standing at that door, he felt responsible for uncovering truths that could challenge the royal story. The irony is striking. William grew up in the public eye, learning from Diana's tragic death that unspoken issues fester in the dark. He sought honesty since silence can be damaging. In contrast, Camilla emerged from the scandal with secrecy as her tool. She mastered the idea that what remains hidden won't harm you. The idea of a secret space suited her too well. There was noticeable tension among the staff. One archivist who guarded old documents hinted, "The West Wing is filled with gaps, like missing pages. We don't explore and we don't question." This was not a lazy choice. It had meaning. The lack of cameras was intentional in a world where privacy is hard to find. Someone wanted it to remain a mystery. Thinking of William's hand on that wood gives me chills. This isn't childhood curiosity anymore. It's a royal duty to uncover secrets that could change everything. The firm was already shaky after the Queen's death. It now faces a revelation that could shake its foundation. The situation is tense. Dusty corners, Diana's warnings, and the contrast of secrecy all converge at that stubborn lock. The monarchy feels fragile after the Queen's passing and is about to confront a mystery that resonates deeply. The discovery. Unveiling the shrine. William made a surprising discovery behind a locked door at the firm, which reminded him of their troubled past. This wasn't just a dusty closet. It felt like a carefully preserved space with significant memories. A freshly locked door and signs of recent use indicated that this room was not forgotten. The quiet surrounding the area felt unsettling, almost like it was hiding something. He returned at night, feeling anxious with each noise he made. The West Wing was empty. No aides or maids were around, just his footsteps echoing. With a borrowed key in his pocket, he knew he was crossing a line. "Don't disturb the dust," the Monarchy advised him. Yet, his instincts urged him to go ahead. The first key didn't work. The second one was resistant. On the third try, he broke the key in the lock, and the door creaked open as if it carried regrets. He whispered. It opened, with a mix of fear and disappointment. The stale air rushed out, revealing dust in the corners but spotless surfaces. Someone had been taking care of this space. After pulling a chain, a lamp flickered to life. He looked around in shock. Shelves full of labeled boxes with unfamiliar writing. An open cabinet revealed a covered object. He pulled off the sheet to find an ornate chair, not just storage, but something carefully placed there. His heart raced as he found a tissue-wrapped picture frame inside a box, a private photo of Diana.
Believe it or not, you and I are both in this photograph.
Right. Okay.
You're in the tummy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
This was not just any snapshot. It was intimate, a memory he thought had been buried. He wondered, why is this here? In a space she never used? Reading the words sent chills through him. It was like finding his mother's memory hidden in a place that had witnessed her struggles. He dug further and found a glowing velvet box on the desk. When he opened it, he saw pearls. Diana's pearls, worn at state dinners. "These are hers," he said, his voice shaking with anger and pain. The walls revealed even more. A pinboard displayed newspaper clippings of Diana's life, right next to Camilla's photos, showing their rivalry like a twisted scrapbook. It was unnerving, almost obsessive. A guard entering the room looked shocked and said, "You shouldn't be here." Next, a maid came in, trembling and spilling the secret. "I was told never to mention this room. It belongs to her." William understood immediately. He felt a deep sting. It wasn't just a secret, but possession. The room contained Diana's dresses, journals, and memories, all hidden away. The question of why hide this screamed for answers. Outside, the public was buzzing, wondering if the crown still had moral authority. The irony was apparent. Trust was already shaky before the truth would come out. William withdrew from the room, fists clenched and feeling mixed emotions. This find was huge. The palace couldn't hold on to these shadows forever. It was time to bring them into the light. The fury builds. Whispers in the walls. The palace atmosphere changed dramatically after Prince William's shocking news about the locked door. Every hallway buzzed with questions about what would happen next. William tried to act normally at public events, but inside he felt a deep anger. The West Wing, filled with reminders of his mother, was a heavy burden for him. Each night he grappled with memories of her unexpected death. While crowds celebrated him and cameras flashed in London, William felt the weight of secrets. He reminded himself in front of the mirror, this is more than just a room, it's about her. The halls of Clarence House were tense. A footman told a friend he had seen William looking pale and shaken. A maid commented during tea that West Wing lights stayed on late into the night. People didn't just hang out there for fun. The courtiers managed to keep calm faces, but the air was thick with unspoken words. The silence was loaded, as if a storm was brewing. Meanwhile, Camilla noticed the tension and gathered her allies over tea. She downplayed William's distress, calling it a grief glitch. But privately, she prepared for the worst, cutting back on public appearances and claiming she needed to rest. Her real aim was to tighten her inner circle and paint William as unstable. She felt pressure to maintain her position beside Charles, knowing a slip could damage her standing and the entire royal family. William faced a tough choice: hide his pain for the family's sake, or share it to honor his mother. Late nights in the library were difficult, with portraits of past kings watching him. Teaming up with a trusted friend, he reviewed past events, realizing that going public could create a crisis akin to the one that followed his mother's death. Media outlets started picking up on the tension, reporting on the so-called palace shrine. The internet spread rumors with hashtags like #PalaceSecrets and #DianaNeverForgotten. Some courtiers expressed concerns about loyalties falling apart. Camilla's supporters insisted that silence was vital, while others criticized William for potentially damaging the family. William felt the strain, skipping breakfast and feeling the cold treatment from family members. Aides noticed his late-night work in the West Wing, where old memories haunted him. This shrine was more than just a distraction. It had become an obsession that forced him to confront his feelings. Meanwhile, Camilla continued downplaying the situation publicly, claiming she needed rest. However, behind closed doors, she felt vulnerable. She knew this situation could lead to a significant fallout, threatening her position and stability. The palace atmosphere became increasingly tense as factions formed. One group prioritized duty and honoring Diana, while the other focused on controlling the narrative. Charles felt caught between his wife and son, worried that this could threaten his reign before it truly began. Each passing week intensified the atmosphere. The West Wing was no longer just a workspace, but a battleground for emotions, rivalries, and betrayals. The palace's calm facade was nearing a breaking point, hinting at a major upheaval ahead. The confrontation, grief versus pride. Wills and Camilla had a tense family meeting at Clarence House that turned into a heated argument. What was supposed to be a huddle for harmony quickly became a major conflict. The atmosphere was heavy, making it clear that something was off. Wills entered determinedly, followed by two aides who looked worried. The room felt cold despite the fire crackling. Camilla sat by the window, her teacup untouched, ready for a confrontation. She sensed the tension but assumed it would be just another discussion. Wills got straight to the point, saying, "You turned Mum into museum trash." He pointed out evidence of this. Photos and items that showed his mother's memory was treated with disrespect. His grief was evident, but anger drove his words. Camilla's composure started to crack. She put on a tough front but couldn't hide her discomfort. "You had no business in there," she snapped, holding her chair tightly. The argument escalated. Wills accused her of disrespecting Diana's memory, while Camilla defended herself, claiming she wanted peace. As the debate continued, Wills accused Camilla of being jealous of Diana, even in death. The aides felt uncomfortable. One spoke out, saying, "We all saw it, your obsession." This reality hurt Camilla, and her pride showed. She responded, "She'll never outrank me." A guard watching from the side started to worry. The palace can't handle this toxic situation. The room felt electric as Wills pushed back, fists clenched, saying, "She always will." The fire's flames seemed to shrink under the weight of the tension. Silence fell hard on the room. Outside the meeting, rumors began to spread. If this got to the press, it would explode online. Hashtags like #SecretShrine and #DianaNeverForgotten quickly began trending. People were searching for information about Camilla and Diana. I felt a rush of excitement as I saw those tags. I was both relieved for Will and worried about the fallout. Once the public learned about the meeting, things would get intense. Camilla realized her position was threatened and tried to regain control. "You'll regret pushing this." But Wills was focused on honoring his mother and responding to the world. The whole world is watching. And indeed, they were. Tabloid headlines soon blared. Wills rips Camilla over to shrine. News anchors reported all night. Social media buzzed with reactions asking, "What's going on in there?" No amount of royal charm could hide the raw truth of that meeting. Wills standing up for his mother and exposing Camilla's flaws. The key question remained, would they heal by bringing everything into the light, or would they fracture further? The future of the monarchy hung in the balance. The fallout. A crown in crisis. A recent clash at Clarence House lasted less than an hour, but sparked global discussions about the royal family. The next morning, palace staff looked uneasy, and rumors spread about Camilla's shrine to Diana and Prince William's anger, which quickly became popular topics. Tabloids ran sensational stories like Camilla's creepy cache exposed, while major news outlets questioned if the crown could survive another scandal related to Diana. Public sympathy shifted toward William, whose pain resonated widely, while Camilla's popularity declined. Crowds gathered at royal residences, holding signs like "Justice for Diana." Historians pointed to deep issues within the palace, warning that trust, not wealth, protects the monarchy. Inside, the royal family was divided. Some defended Camilla, while others were uncertain about the shrine. Driven by grief, William felt public support as he revealed the truth. His aides struggled to decide between defending Camilla and protecting the family's image, while King Charles faced challenges in making decisions. The media's relentless pursuit of stories about the shrine scandal dominated headlines. Ultimately, this situation shows a more profound crisis within the royal family, which is facing threats from unresolved past issues. The monarchy's future may be at risk if it cannot confront its history. Balmoral's shadows. The next move. The real tension is at Balmoral, a secluded place in the Highlands. Secrets linger in the fresh air. The storm is not over. It is about to get worse. William paces through the halls, trying to manage his pain. Camilla stays in her room, her confident facade breaking as she feels anxious and watches for trouble. Outside, white roses sway in the wind while crowds chant Diana's name, seeking justice and remembering her legacy. Inside, courtiers move cautiously in a tense silence. William stands by a window, watching the crowd below. Flags wave, and the faces are serious. It is not about wealth or glamour anymore. It is about his mother and her bright legacy. A big question hangs over everything. Will William share the family's hidden truths and risk the monarchy, or will he keep the secrets for the crown? Camilla is scared, aides look nervous, and Charles seems to be struggling. It's clear they are worried about the future of the crown. As I watch, I feel torn. Should William do his duty or listen to his mother's calls for justice? What do you think he should do? Should he reveal the truth or protect the monarchy by keeping it secret? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your opinion matters. If this royal drama interests you, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates on the next part. The tension in the monarchy is changing, and it will be surprising. Where are you watching from? London, Manila, Toronto, or New York? Let me know below.